Stay tuned for the biggest fish, the hottest bites, this week here on In-Depth Outdoors. With James Holst.
Look at that. Wow, is that an incredible fish?
And the rest of the IDO fishing team. We're headed to the best fisheries across the upper Midwest and Canada. We'll fish longer, explore unfished bodies of water, and go further off the beaten path in search of the hottest bites in fresh water.
Look at that.
With Cal Schwiel.
What a specimen.
And Joel Nilsson.
Whoa, this is an absolute monster.
This is In-Depth Outdoors.
Good morning, everyone. James Holst here with In-Depth Outdoors, and on today's episode, we're off the ice after spending last week up to Sioux Narrows, Ontario. Today, we're on the Mississippi River out of Lake Pepin, and let me tell you, the conditions still are making getting on a show every week very problematic. It's the cold temperatures overnight that are really making things challenging. In fact, as we drove from the Twin Cities down to Lake City where we're launching today, the temperatures were in the teens, so we're still seeing those cold temperatures keep fish activity very low. So what we have in mind for today's show is really a shot in the dark. Lake Pepin is notorious for a fantastic early season smallie bite. In fact, it's one of the only places in the upper Midwest where bass fishing is legal at this time of the year. So I'm going to be fishing with Mike Anselmo, In-Depth Outdoors Pro Staff. Mike is one of those guys on our team that just loves to bass fish. So we're going to give this bite a shot. It's really going to be a hero or zero thing, and it's all going to come down to water temperature. No show that we film this spring is going to do a better job of illustrating the importance of water temperature in the spring when you're looking to target bass or walleye like today's show. So it's Mike Anselmo and I on the Mississippi River out of Lake City today on In-Depth Outdoors. Degrees, buddy.
Man, it's cold.
Not exactly what a guy wants to see.
I know, you just got to remind yourself that it is still technically the beginning or earliest part of April.
Yep. Oh. Thanks for grabbing my sunglasses, I appreciate it.
Figured you might want those.
When we're trying to get on bites in the spring, one of the key factors is water temperature. And one of the big things we fight are really cold temperatures overnight. To me, it almost doesn't matter how warm it gets during the day. When you see temperatures that are 48, 50 degrees, you know, at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but at night they fall down into the teens, you're just not going to see those water temperatures rise very much. To me, what was the coldest temperature you saw this morning when you came down?
Oh, when I left Hudson this morning, it was all of 18 degrees.
And that's what we're faced with here today. Now, in the very near future, you look at the forecast, we've got some warm nights coming where the temps aren't supposed to fall down below, say, 45 degrees. That's exactly what a guy wants to see to really get these fish fired up. So we know we are on the front edge of what might be a good bite. Chances are we might strike out, who knows? But if we time this right, and we're one of the first guys on this bite, past experience dictates that we can get on a lot of very nice fish. If you're ready, I'm ready. I know you said you wanted to put your jacket on.
Yeah, let's do that, and we can make the run.
All right, well, over the next few miles, we've got some real nice points to fish.
Oh,
you're gonna be okay.
I need my hands to warm up just a little bit.
All right, so here's the basic scenario that we're looking for here. Out on Lake Pepin, there's just miles and miles of riprap shoreline, and really what you're looking for is you're looking for riprap shoreline that's very nearby deep water, and by deep water I mean like 25 feet plus. And the reason this works is the Smallies spend the winter kind of overwintering in that deeper water. You start to get those first few warm days, the water temperature gets into the 40s, and up they come out of that deeper water, and they begin to stage on these shallower little flats that you'll find at the base of this riprap. So it's pretty easy to narrow down where a guy needs to be. Take a look at a map, you look for that deeper water, and you find these riprap shorelines, and that's ground 0 for a great early April smallie bite here on Lake Pepin. So
There's one. There he is.
Look at you and that twitch stick. That is the twitch stick, right?
Yeah, that didn't take very long, did it?
No, it did not. Is that your first bass of the 2016 season?
It is. And I'm happy to say that it's coming in April.
Well, if you're gonna start it out right?
I know. And you know what I'm not gonna do? First fish of the year is get a handful of treble hooks.
Gonna save that for later in the day?
Yeah.
Nice.
Not a bad fish, huh? Oh. This is always my least favorite part about fishing a jerkbait, is getting those hooks out of his face and taking his little self out of the net. Not a bad way to start, James. 2.5 pounds.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what we were concerned about, that
Yeah.
we're here too early and all we're gonna get is those little males. And I know we're gonna catch those because we are early, but it's
Yeah.
good to see that fish.
Man, he thumped it. See ya.
Nearly 70 years ago, a simple idea was taking form in the heart of the ice belt. That idea was, if you combined a commitment to quality with a passion for the sport of ice fishing, you could build a better ice auger. From that idea, StrikeMaster was born, forever committed to innovation in the quest to build a lighter, more durable auger. StrikeMaster, powerful, durable, reliable.
The WX2060 and the MX2040 from Skeeter Boats, loaded with a long list of standard features anglers want at an unbeatable price, including a Yamaha VMAX SHO 250 horsepower outboard, Yamaha T9.9 kicker with remote controls, Lowrance HDS 12 Gen 3 touch at the dash, and a Minn Kota 112 Ulterra on the bow. The WX2060 priced at $61,495. The new MX2040 priced at $60,495. More comfort, more standard features. When you move up to a WX2060 or MX2040, you get more of everything.
VMC's dominating line of panfish baits just got even better with the introduction of new baits molded from high-density tungsten, the miracle metal that offers the same weight as traditional lead at half the size. The platoon of new baits include the tungsten fly, fast-sinking VMC nymph and waxtail soft baits pre-rigged on VMC tungsten jigs, and the innovative tungsten chandelier jig that targets roaming panfish like a fish-seeking missile. The next time you hit the ice, tie on a tungsten, and you'll be fishing fast and taking names with VMC.
You know, James talked a little bit about these clown-colored jerkbaits and my preference for them, and I think it has a combination to do with two things. One, just supreme confidence, having thrown that colored jerkbait for as many years as I had. But I think what it really comes down to is the fact that this water's a little bit high, and it's already stained. I mean, everybody knows that the Mississippi is famous for just this dirty, muddy water. So you combine that with a little bit of a spring runoff, and you've got really what kind of equates to chocolate milk. So that clown-colored jerkbait in either one of these Shadow Wrap shads, a Shadow Wrap original from last year, or one of these Storm Twitch sticks, gives you a color combination that just kind of dances and shines in the water. Just enough where these fish are able to kind of get that reaction strike, even in this really cold water. I mean, you dance one of these in front of their face in just the right way, and they're going to jump all over it. You'll think it was the middle of June or July, the way that these fish will actually hit this bait. So I'm going to have a couple different rods tied up. I'll have a Shadow Wrap shad tied up on one of these rods, and I'm going to put this twitch stick on the other one, and I'll just kind of bounce back and forth between the two, vary the presentation, kind of the cadence of how you're jerking that bait, how you're working it through the water, and we'll just see what the fish react to and what they like. It's still really cold here this morning, so as it warms up and the day kind of progresses, these fish should get a little more aggressive, and you know, I'll learn a lot here in the first couple hours in terms of what these fish are doing and what their mood is like. Fish on.
It is a hair jig fish. Boy, he ain't very big. See you later, little fish. I appreciate your effort. Well, I guess that makes you about due. Hold on. Hold on.
Show off.
This is a really good section here. This has definitely been our best.
I agree.
They're nuts. In a good way.
They're so strong.
Come here, fish. All right, back he goes. It's about half the size that I'm looking for right there.
Yeah.
All right, fish.
Oh.
Hey, it's just a little guy. Same.
Well, small or not, if you get too many more of those on that marabou, you might see me pick up my spinning rod.
Yeah, it'd be, I'd be hard pressed to switch baits for fish like that though, Mike.
That's true.
You can do better.
I'll try. I aspire to do better.
This stretch, those trees on the pointer, it's my favorite. Another one. Maybe a little better. Getting me some head shakes, Mike.
There you go.
Thump, thump. At 41.65 degrees, I don't expect he's gonna jump all that much. Come on, fish. I haven't seen him yet. He's a little better than the last one.
Yeah.
He's a spark plug. He's not all that big though.
Nice smallmouth.
Well, I can say without hesitation, it's my nicest smallmouth of the year.
Yeah.
Come here, you. Well, he's a little bit bigger than I thought. Got a little bit of heft to him. That's
Yeah. You know, that's a nice river fish.
we'll take it. See you later, bass. All right. So here's what I'm using. Just a 1/8 ounce VMC marabou jig. Out of the water, it looks like a hot mess. It really doesn't look like much. You get it in the water, it kind of streamlines out, and that marabou has just got so much fine action at real slow speeds. You know, anytime we come out here in the spring, whether it be on the Mississippi River or fishing over Sturgeon Bay, you get real tough conditions. And this is a bait that just works really, really well on heavily pressured fish or very lethargic fish. And, you know, anytime, you know, guys like Mike and I will come out here fishing early season bass like this, we're always looking to kind of stay on opposite ends of the spectrum with the baits we choose to start the day. Mike's been throwing that jerk bait. He's had a lot of success with it in the past. It's a confidence bait for him. For me, I'm on the other end of things. You get these really cold temperatures, I like to slow things down. I'm either gonna throw like a small plastic paddle tail or this marabou jig. And I started out with the marabou jig, and it's definitely been the best bait in the boat so far. Now what I would expect is you get those fish more aggressive later on in the afternoon. You get to that 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, water temperatures come up 3, 4 degrees, those fish will get real aggressive. They'll start ignoring that marabou, and a guy like Mike fishing that jerk bait will clean house. So it definitely pays to be fishing opposite ends of that spectrum with bait selection.
At Markham, we know being the leader in ice sonar performance doesn't mean we get to rest on our laurels. Introducing the new I-Series line of flashers. Every model in our new I-Series line combines a bright and vivid display with Markham's advanced sonar technology to produce flasher sonar units that offer a larger display and increased viewing angles without compromising Markham's legendary sonar performance. This winter, don't settle for anything less than an I-Series flasher from Markham, the most powerful high-performance flasher sonar units ever built. VMC's dominating line of panfish baits just got even better with the introduction of new baits molded from high-density tungsten, the miracle metal that offers the same weight as traditional lead at half the size. The platoon of new baits include the Tungsten Fly, fast-sinking VMC Nymph and Waxtail soft baits pre-rigged on VMC tungsten jigs, and the innovative tungsten chandelier jig that targets roaming panfish like a fish-seeking missile. The next time you hit the ice, tie on a tungsten, and you'll be fishing fast and taking names with VMC.
From the first time you pick up a tuned-up custom rod, you'll know you're holding something special. A rod not mass-produced, but built one at a time by the hands of gifted craftsmen. Rods like the Precision, ice fishing's most versatile multi-species rod, or the Precision Noodle with a tip so sensitive you'll never fish a spring bobber again. And the Commander, the rod that's never met a big fish it couldn't best. Tuned-up custom rods. Ice rods handcrafted for you and the way you fish.
There's one. He about tore the rod out of my hand, James.
Looked like he was a little bit better fish, huh?
Yeah.
Well, usually that means there's a double, one waiting for me.
Solo net job thing again.
Oh, you can do it. That twitch stick has been really good to you.
It has. We've caught a lot of fish. And a jerkbait in the spring rarely disappoints.
It's a chubby fish.
Chubby fish. That one, I don't know, maybe a small female.
Nice, man. That's headed in the right direction. You know, if we don't get on these bigger fish today, you know what's gonna bug me more than anything? Is hearing about all the big fish people caught 3 days later.
I know. We're just here at the, exact right time / maybe a touch early.
48 hours too early.
We're here early enough to let everybody know that the fish are just about to really start biting. There he is. Well, James, I'll give him credit for hitting it hard.
These boy bass are just invading the shallows here. We gotta get some of the girls here sooner or later, right?
Yeah.
Don't say tomorrow, because that's not gonna work for our schedule. Another one, huh?
Oh, it's a peanut factory in there.
Oh. I don't think it matters what we throw up there right now.
No.
I mean, we've got just enough warmth in the water where these bass are just going nuts.
They're angry.
I'm throwing rip and wraps, I'm throwing hair jigs, he's throwing jerk baits. Catch and sink, they'll eat it. This one's headed in the right direction, kinda. This is one of those deals that feels like we're probably about a day or two away. If we can just kind of keep this warmer weather rocking, that will turn into that. Thanks for playing.
So when you're fishing this jerkbait, you're able to really control the action and cater to the mood of the fish. It's not like fishing a jig where you've got one presentation. It's you're working it back to you slowly on the bottom. It's a situation where in the springtime in cold water, a twitch pause for a second or two seems to be kind of a recipe for success, and it allows those fish to notice the bait once you move it through their strike zone, but then give it just enough time to catch up and maybe get that like dying bait fish effect where, after you let it pause for a second or two and then re-engage your rod, they just, come unglued and they just have to eat it.
Well, I'm sure what it is, Mike, is they see it and they start moving towards it slowly, and if you never paused it, they would just never speed up enough to eat it.
Not this time of year.
No. Hey! I told you it was going to be the jerkbait. I got one too.
You got one too?
I got one too. Mine's small too. All right, it's a double.
It is a double. Of what caliber? Well, hey, it leaves something to be desired, but fishing's fishing.
Yeah, yours is bigger than mine, Mike. This is exactly the exact same spot you caught your first fish on a jerkbait.
Yeah, they're going to be a little bit concentrated here.
These smaller fish are almost certainly males. Real small, real thin. They don't have a lot of weight to them. And very often, they're a lot more aggressive. But seeing those around, it's a good sign in my book. Later this afternoon, I mean, we've picked up 3-4 degrees in water temperature already. As that continues to climb, those big girls will get more and more active. I don't think we're going to have a banner day today, but if we can scratch out, a dozen solid fish, that's a pretty productive day for the first day out on the water, bass fishing. Especially considering that I was on the ice just days ago. Nothing makes sense anymore, Mike. Open water fishing 2016 in Minnesota doesn't make sense.
Now, keep in mind that it is really early yet here in April. Typically April 15th is kind of that date on the calendar that you remember as a marker where your water temperature is just warm enough where you're going to find some active fish. And we're still in advance of that, so.
This will only get better.
Right, and yeah, the fact that you were on ice, and measurable ice, in Sioux Narrows just days ago. Yeah, this water's cold, man. What do you do?
Fish slow.
This winter, set a trap for your next trophy with iFish Pro. Ideal for all species, iFish Pro is an innovative fishing system that allows an angler to use their favorite rod and reel instead of trying to manage the fish hand over hand. Complete your ice fishing arsenal with iFish Pro, tactical ice gear that puts the fight back into tip-up fishing.
Look at that.
Find iFish Pro online at ifishpro.com or at your favorite sporting goods retailer.
Everything you'd expect from a premium quality fish house and so much more. Glacier combines superior craftsmanship and premium quality materials to produce a comfortable and enjoyable mobile base camp for your next outdoor adventure. Available in a variety of models, a Glacier Ice House offers more standard features, more usable space, and a better fit and finish than the competition. Visit our website at glacierIcehouse.com to find a dealer near you and see why a Glacier Fish House is the ultimate way to play.
Nearly 70 years ago, a simple idea was taking form in the heart of the ice belt. That idea was, if you combined a commitment to quality with a passion for the sport of ice fishing, you could build a better ice auger. From that idea, StrikeMaster was born, forever committed to innovation in the quest to build a lighter, more durable auger. StrikeMaster, powerful, durable, reliable.
Fish?
Yep.
Angry.
They are cool fish. I don't know where they get their energy. I'd like to bottle it. Right in the corner of his mouth. Come here, fish. They're getting a little better. Keep climbing the chain there. Keep climbing the ladder a little bit. Looking for those bigger fish. Get that jig out of there. About wore that jig out, man.
That's all right. I think you got more. In fact, I think I saw an entire tub full of them.
Well, sometimes I throw them in the trees, so I gotta have more than a couple. I'll let that guy go. See you later. Zoop. You caught me totally by surprise. You know, you fish these things so slow. I mean, to put one of these jigs to use, all the guy's doing is just firing up to the shoreline, and because they're so light, I'm fishing a 1/16 ounce jig right now. Just close that bail, raise that rod tip, and you can see the boat just slowly moving along the shoreline. All I'm doing is just allowing that boat speed to sweep that jig back, and that fish grabbed it and came out towards the boat, and it was just one of those things where, what's going on? Lift, and oh, there he is. Super easy to fish. Sometimes a lot harder to feel the fish. Particularly when you get a little bow in the line from the wind we've got. You still throwing that storm?
Yep.
Is that a trick stick?
Yep.
There he is. Just like that, right?
Just like that. He's ornery.
I'd be upset. Oh.
Well, it's official, James. I've lost count.
You shouldn't have even been trying. There's fish.
You got one too?
Yes, I do. I'm gonna get a big one. I mean, I'm just gonna go down swinging, trying.
Yeah. I'm on board.
Oh man, I know we're just like we're 2 days away from those big fish being up here, which is just frustrating for the people at home that are gonna watch us on Sunday. That weekend coming up, 4 days from now, the fishing's gonna be awesome up here.
If you're watching this show, you should be on Lake Pepin.
Catching bigger fish.
Yeah, we already stuck all the males, so there's only the girls left for you.
You know, they're getting there. They're getting better. They're getting closer. They definitely love that little hair jig. And I don't know if that's a male or a female. It's got a pot belly on it. Eating that hair jig up. They're good looking fish. We just need to add a few inches to them. We're having a lot of fun doing this. But you know, we're always thinking about what it could have been, what it should have been, what we wanted it to be. All right, fish, see you bye. We're starting to lose a little bit of light here. I'm not sure how much longer we're going to be able to do this.
Well,
Till the fish stop biting, maybe.
we gave our equipment a workout.
Yes, indeed. There's the boat. Whoa!
Well, that one's all kinds of angry,
That's what you get for getting them on a short leash, man.
I guess.
You've had no shortage of fish. Even though the water is cold as all get out, you've had no shortage of fish on that jerkbait today.
I know it.
You know what? We're not gonna suddenly figure out a way to catch these bigger fish today.
I know it.
We put a lot of time and have a lot of pride in being able to do that, but it's not happening today.
And that's okay. You know what? I enjoy myself regardless. I mean, I know we were going to get some fish. We just didn't know what the caliber was going to be, so.
Well, we're gonna draw this thing to a close. We knew at the start of the day that there was a very high likelihood that we were too early. 4 or 5 days ago, I was on the ice, and this morning, those low temperatures were in the teens. So this is one of those deals where we kind of figured it was gonna be a hero or zero deal, but this body of water at this time of the year has, in the past, just been an absolute wonderful way to kick off the bass fishing season. So for anybody there at home that is just dying to get the boat out of storage, bring it on down here to the Mississippi River out of Lake Pepin. This pattern here, throwing these jerk baits and mixing a little of these hair jigs, if the water temperatures stay a little lower than they should be, and you will catch a bunch of fish. So from Micah and Selmo and I, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
For more info on the latest fish reports, gear recommendations, and hottest techniques, connect with us online at indepthoutdoors.com or follow us on Facebook at In Depth Outdoors. And if you enjoyed today's show, be sure to let our sponsors know.